If you've been following my channel for a while now, you know I have a deep interest in a lot of different topics. These different interests have resulted in me making videos for this YouTube channel on topics ranging from personal finance to fitness to psychology. I love learning new things, and I think I've always done a very good job of immersing myself in whatever it is that I am interested in that given point in time. So in today's video, I'm going to give you 3 strategies that I use to quickly become an expert in something new. These are strategies that I have been using recently to dive deeper into venture capital and startup ecosystem, a topic that I'm really enjoying exploring and just learning so much about. So let's get started. In order to truly learn something quickly, it is so important to have a true passion for that topic. We all have had courses in school that we honestly just thought were really boring and didn't love it. And at the same time, we've all had classes that we really have found so interesting and engaging. And I'd have to bet that you probably found it way easier to learn in the class that you found enjoyable and had a passion for. Obviously, you don't need a passion to actually learn something. I mean, we all had to learn Pythagorean's theorem, but having a passion definitely does make the job so much easier. There is a quote from Oprah that I think encapsulates this idea pretty well. She says, "Passion is energy. Feel the power that comes from focusing on what excites you." So now let's talk about what you can do to start amplifying your learning. So the first thing on the list is audiobooks. Audiobooks have been one of the most effective ways for me to learn a lot of information in a very short period of time. I typically use audiobooks to give myself a strong foundation in a topic before kind of deciding exactly where to venture deeper. The best information in the entire world is stored in books. So audiobooks really present a much easier and more efficient way of consuming this information than traditional books. I typically listen to audiobooks at least 2 times speed, so I'm able to get through the books relatively quickly. This has allowed me to get through some absolutely huge books that I honestly don't think I would have the patience to get through in a traditional format. This includes books like Steve Jobs, Elon Musk, and Snowball. Snowball here was 25 hours long, just the same as Steve Jobs. So these are books that are huge, so much information that if it weren't for audiobooks, I really don't think I would have been able to get through all of it, especially not in the period of time that I was able to get through it listening to the audiobook. So as you may have been able to tell based off these books, I really do enjoy listening to biographies and autobiographies as audiobooks. These are a great choice, not just for learning a lot about a specific person, but also about an industry. Also, I have to mention that for audiobooks, it's not super important to fully process every single word that is read. You don't have to constantly be paying perfect attention to them. What matters is you pick up the main arguments or facts or stories, and then from there, use that information to then decide what you want to dive deeper. And for me, when I dive deeper, I typically read an actual book just because then I really focus on consuming every single word and making sure that I understand every single sentence. But for an audiobook, it's more so just so I can hear it for the first time and really get the ideas going in my head. Also, obviously, reading an actual book takes exponentially longer than listening to an audiobook at 2.5 speed. Yes, I'm trying to improve my reading speed, but I don't think that no matter how quick I could ever get to that level. The beauty of audiobooks compared to traditional books is that reading audiobooks is much easier to do while doing things than reading. I typically listen to an audiobook anytime I walk to the office or really just walk anywhere here in the city. Even if the walk is just 10 minutes, that's 20 minutes of the book, and this results in honestly a lot of reading time over the course of a day, a week, a month, and a year. I know Audible, which is offered by Amazon, is really popular and you probably see a lot of ads for it, but it can get pretty expensive once you start consuming a lot of information. So instead, for audiobooks, I use 2 apps that are offered through my local libraries. Both of these apps operate pretty much just like Kindle. It's an app that has a huge library of books in both an e-reader format as well as an audiobook, but the best thing is they're free. So for my hometown of Naples, Florida, that is through the Collier County Public Library. That app is called Libby. And then here in New York City, through the New York Public Library, their app is called Simply E. Obviously, not every single book is on there, but you'd be surprised at the selection that they have. And obviously, because it's free, there's less pressure if you don't love a book as soon as you start listening to it. And overall, this has just allowed me to explore so many new topics that I probably wouldn't otherwise explore if I had to pay $12 for an audiobook. So definitely check out these two apps if you're in either Naples or New York City. But if you aren't in those areas, definitely reach out to your public library to see if they offer an app. You never know, and it could absolutely change your life. So this is the first step in becoming an expert in anything really quickly: audiobooks. One of my productivity and learning mentors, YouTuber Ali Abdaal, has a pretty similar approach to idea formation and learning new things. He says that he kind of uses audiobooks to source ideas and subjects and use those to determine what he wants to dive deeper into in his actual reading. Audiobooks are so great and they allow you to consume so much information and knowledge. I could not recommend them more. The second strategy to learn a lot in a short period of time might come as a bit of a shock to you, and it's Twitter. We all know Twitter's been in the news a ton lately with Elon buying it and everything going on with that. But I think Twitter is such an amazing platform, especially if you want to learn new things. When I decided that I really wanted to learn a lot more about venture capital and startups, I realized it was so important for me to go directly to the source. So I ended up following a lot of VCs and entrepreneurs on Twitter. This has been so impactful for my learning experience because it has curated my Twitter feed to just be so educational for me. Anytime I go on there, it's not really bad scrolling, you could say. Every single tweet is something, either motivating or inspiring or super educational and nerdy. I think fortunately the venture capital industry has a pretty major focus on social media, especially Twitter. So a lot of people really focus a lot of attention and provide a lot of value on the platform. But even before personally diving into VC, I followed a lot of YouTubers on Twitter just so I could learn a little bit more about their thought process for filming, editing, producing videos, as well as kind of just how they manage their accounts and the creator economy industry that we're in. Probably similar to you, I know tons of guys who are always on Twitter to keep up to date on sports, and it's a very effective platform for that. Twitter is so great for being up to date on whatever is happening in sports or news or whatever market or industry you want to explore more. And it also allows you to hear a wide range of opinions and perspectives. It's so important to have this wide range of opinions because it introduces you to new perspectives and it's also interactive. I love replying to tweets with my own thoughts and interacting with people doing amazing things. There really isn't another platform that allows this interaction to happen. Obviously, Instagram, you're kind of just commenting on a post, not very easy. YouTube, there's so many comments, but Twitter has really kind of gotten that down where it's not too crazy for a big person to reply to tweets. Obviously, we've seen that with Elon Musk kind of encapsulating that idea the most, but we see it with a lot of brands and CEOs and celebrities. Twitter, everyone feels kind of within reach, and it is so impactful to just learn from these people and just soak up as much information as possible. Curating your Twitter account to follow people in a niche or an industry that you're interested in is a major productivity hack because this transforms your Twitter from being a social media black hole to pretty much a never-ending educational platform. So the third strategy to learn things quickly is YouTube. You probably already know this if you're watching this video, but I think YouTube and kind of utilizing and leveraging the platform is so important. I think audiobooks and Twitter are great for getting intricate details about a topic, but I think YouTube can really be used to get good, entertaining summaries of these topics or subjects that you're exploring. There is so much content here on YouTube, and typically the videos are pretty entertaining and easy to watch. I typically watch YouTube videos when I'm eating breakfast, lunch, dinner alone, and I pretty much always try to watch something that teaches me something new. I think the absolute best thing you can do to ensure that you continue growing and learning in life is to hack your social media platforms into learning machines. I know I mentioned this when I was talking about Twitter, but the same can be said for Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. If you are telling the algorithm that you want to see this educational content, you want to see things that are teaching you things, slowly but surely the algorithm will see that, and all of a sudden all of your feed will be very educational, very motivating, inspiring, and over time, it's just amazing how much you can learn. For me, each of these platforms feeds me new information every single day about VC, business, and tech, and this presents me new ideas for me to potentially explore in a different avenue. This is a natural cycle that keeps me sharp and continues to teach me new things every single day. So those are the 3 strategies to quickly become an expert in anything you want to tackle. I have been incorporating these strategies into my life over the last few years, honestly, and that is what has allowed me to learn so much. And I feel I definitely have a better grasp on a lot of things than most people. And again, like I was saying at the beginning of this video, it's so important to dive into your passions. If you find something, is catching your attention more than other things, explore that. If something is starting to lose its luster a little bit, don't try to just hold on to it too much. Explore whatever is piquing your interest the most, and that is how you will see the most success when you are really enjoying what you're learning about. Obviously, I can't truly call myself an expert in any of these things, but like all things in life, information and knowledge compounds. So as long as you're making these daily incremental gains, it slowly but surely does transform into something huge in the long term. So I hope you enjoyed this video and can implement these strategies into your own life to tackle whatever it is you want to learn more about. I think these strategies can really apply to learning about anything, whether it's pickleball, American history, or baking. As always, please like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. I've got plenty new content coming your way here soon. Also, subscribe to The Morning Brew. That's one way that I am just always in the know with everything going on in the business world. It only takes about 5 minutes to read each morning, and I leave the email knowing so much. So with that said, I'll see you guys in the next video.